What's up, y'all? It's your girl Cece. We are back with another video. You already know this one will be a little banger. So if you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are gonna start with a little Q&A today. You asked, I'm gonna answer. So let's get into it. So I went ahead, pulled up all the questions. We're gonna get started. We're gonna go from top to bottom. I think I might answer half of these and then do another part two to where I finish all the responses. First question is, what goals do you have for the beginning of 2026? This one, in all honesty, I kind of had to think about because there's a lot of things I want to do, and one thing I am very bad at is I will overload myself with too much. I'll go ahead and be like, oh, I need to get this done, this done, this done by this date, and then if I don't get it done, I put myself down for it. So one of my biggest goals for the beginning of this year and honestly the rest of the year is to be kinder to myself and be kinder with what I tell myself because I wouldn't talk to my friend like that, right? So why am I talking to myself like that? Another goal I would say, in all honesty, would be to go and pay off my. I have a suspension fee to be able to get my license, so I want to be able to pay that off and then, you know, get my license. So I would say within the first 3 months, I'm really going to push myself to make sure I go and take the test and get that done because wouldn't it be nice for me to get a car and be able to drive? I think it would, because having that freedom of being able to go wherever sounds kind of nice. Like whenever I want, not having to ask a friend, hey, can we go on a drive, or hey, can we go to this, or even taking an Uber or Lyft because that money does eventually add up. But those are just a few goals. And I guess one more I would like to add is getting on a better routine and schedule, making sure that every day after work I make it a priority to go to the gym and um, meal prep if I need to. Sorry, I had to think of what I wanted to say, but little things like that. I need to get on a schedule where I'm making sure I'm meeting my own needs because I haven't been lately. I've been kind of thrown off, thrown off with cleaning, such as cleaning my house with laundry. Just the little things that kind of set up your week, set up your your mood every day because a clean environment surprisingly helps if you're not feeling the greatest. So making sure that your space is clean, your mind's gonna be good, everything's straight and narrow. Next question says, what are your favorite things to cook? My favorite things to cook, I would have to say I love to make Mexican food like enchiladas, carne asada tacos. I have found a love for red rice. So I make different versions of red rice. Not, I guess, all my rice is the same. One thing I do want to start making is green rice. I don't know. Let me know if you've heard of that down below because surprisingly, I had some. My friend made it, and I was like, wait, I didn't even know this was a thing, like that. But I would also say I love to make pasta, like any type of pasta, spaghetti, baked mac and cheese. I do get down with. I would make a big mac and cheese with. I think I have a video. If I do, I'll throw it in. Of my baked mac and cheese, because I make baked mac and cheese and then homemade chicken tenders. I promise you, ain't nothing like a home cooked meal coming from the heart. Let me tell you, nothing is better than that. Nothing is better than that. If there's something you guys would like to see me make too, go ahead and comment that as well. I would love to take recommendations, suggestions, do little cooking videos. That way you guys can see, okay, how does Cece get down in the kitchen, you know? Favorite thing about myself, in all honesty, there's a few things I do love. Like one thing I do love is that I have unique eye color. Everywhere I go, someone either tells me that they've never seen my eye color before or, that I have really pretty eyes. And I know I do, and I do thank everybody for the compliments. But what I'm saying is that's one physical feature I love about myself. And I'm starting to love my hair. Like, especially when I do it, I think this is a cute style. I might start doing it more. But another thing I love about myself, or one of my favorite things about myself, is I'm genuine in my friendships and my relationships that I have in my life, you know? My village, I'm not, I don't do things with bad intentions. You know, I have good intentions. I feel like when I love you, you're gonna know I love you. You know, whether that's as a friend, family member, boyfriend, whatever it may be. Like, you're gonna know I love you by my actions and by the little things I do, you know? And so, all that aside, I just think that there's that because you don't see that a lot from people nowadays. Not a lot of people are genuine. And so when I do show up for my friends and I do little things in the community, like the other day I saw a homeless person and they looked like they were struggling. So I went and bought them something from the gas station. I came back with a drink and some chips and whatnot and you know paid it forward because not saying that I need a I'm proud of you or I need any recognition from that, but the fact that I do stuff from a loving place, like I feel like that says a lot about me and says a lot about my character. And another thing I do love is about my loyalty to the people that I have in my life. However, there's a difference between unconditional love and unconditional tolerance, right? So of course I have all unconditional love for my friends, my family, who I have in my close circle, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna put up with iffy behavior. So the moment I start seeing that, like I pull away. Not necessarily like pull away, fade away, close the door, and never come back. Like no, I just kind of let you observe yourself, observe your actions. But that being said, those are some of the favorite things about myself is that I'm genuine, my loyalty, my eyes, my hair, and low-key, my height. I love being short, believe it or not. I never thought I would say that because when I was younger, I feel like sometimes I didn't want to be this short. But as I've gotten older, I've really learned to embrace it. I'm fun size and I love it. Like, hello, fun size is the best size. But let's get to the next question. Most funniest experience. In all honesty, I don't even know how to answer this one because I have quite a few. I guess, let me tell you about this little prank war me and my brother had. So, me and my brother had this prank war growing up. And I decided to put mouthwash, the green mouthwash, okay? It has to be green. And then blue toothpaste. I think it was Crest, if I remember correctly. It's been so many years. But I put it in my mom's shampoo and conditioner. And when she got out of the shower, it dyed her hair. And she had to go pick up her boss, who was just flying in at the time. And she had to go with green hair. She was so mad at me. Oh, that was it. She was so mad at me. That was the end of it. I feel like I should have gotten an ass whooping for that. I can't even remember if I did get punished. I don't even remember. I'll have to ask my mom. I don't remember. Let's do one as I got older. I would honestly say when I was out in California, this was like one of the first times that I started going by myself. Okay, so I ended up going out to California, meeting some people that I met off of Instagram. Mind you, these had become friends that I didn't even. At first, I didn't even think like we would ever meet. But then when I linked up with them, everything was cool. Like. But the first time I was out there, I remember we had drank, we were drinking, and one of the guys he had issues with another guy because of their own personal issues that we don't need to get into. Of course, it was about a girl. Okay, a girl. I don't understand why do females and dudes fight about the opposite gender. Like, I get it if you're in a relationship, but that's completely off topic. Anyways, so they were in an argument, and we were all drunk, but his friend was at his house at the time. He wasn't with us. So me, my friends, his girlfriend, and a few other people, we had went to the other guy's house, right? His friend's house that he was currently in an argument with. We had eggs, we had toilet paper, and then we had water balloons that we filled up with paint. We didn't fill it up with water. You know what we did? We let his house have it. When I tell you, we put the water balloon paint bombs on his car, like we were throwing them at his car, and he came out and he's like, "What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing?" And I remember just like dropping, like we dropped the eggs, we dropped everything. We just started running, but we were all laughing. And I remember as we were hopping one of the fences, like I had to hop a fence, right? And I was wearing leggings. My leggings had caught on the top of the fence, and I like fell backwards, and I hit my head against the fence. But I was literally just like hanging there, and then thankfully my one friend, she was waiting for me to jump over, so she would jump over after me, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, Cece, your pants are ripped. But everybody over there, my friends, they call me tiny because I really am tiny. I'm only 4'9". But long story short, like, she was looking at me, she's like, dude, your pants are ripped. Like, you could see my underwear and everything. I was exposed. Like, I was exposed. Like, in that moment, I was like, we gotta go. And so she hands me her sweater, and we wrap it like around my waist, right? And then we just ended up going around. We're like, we're not gonna jump that. Like, Cece's pants are already ripped. Like, what? And so we ended up meeting up with everybody, and I forget, right? I forget that my pants are ripped. And we go into McDonald's. I, being forgetful, take, like, untie the sweater that's wrapped around my waist, and I take it off. And mind you, again, pants are ripped. So people are just looking at me left and right. I got people laughing. Some little girl comes up to me, and she's like, she like tugs at my shirt, and she's like, Miss, and it was this cute little girl, and she's like, Miss, and I was like, oh shoot, like, I look down. Surprisingly, I have to look down. Okay, I know. But, like, she's a little shorter than me. Like, of course I have to look down. But I look, and she tells me, like, "Oh, your pants are ripped," and she starts laughing at me. Like, after, like, she's like, Miss, and then she starts laughing at me. Like, and in that moment, I just felt all the blood, like, rush to my face. My face got so red. I was so embarrassed. Like, I grabbed my homegirl's jacket back and I wrapped it around me. Like, I was not having it. My friend even looked at me all crazy. Like, Cece, what are you doing? But I would say that because looking back at it now, it's kind of funny that my pants literally ripped. It reminds me of that one SpongeBob episode where he rips his pants. Yeah, yeah.
Oops. I guess I ripped my pants again.
Do you miss your ex? Wow. Kind of a crazy question. I'm not even gonna lie because I wasn't expecting you guys to get all personal now. But that being said, I would say no. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel sometimes there's always going to be little things that I might reminisce on, I might think of from time to time. But as far as missing him or even wanting him back, no. No, 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 no. Because why would I go back to somebody who abused me, physically, mentally, verbally? He played with my emotions, so every time he comes to my mind, like, which isn't often anymore because, to be honest, I kind of forgot about him now that I've moved past everything that happened between him and I. However, I don't ever see myself missing him, wanting him again. I do miss, I wouldn't even say miss, but, like, I do reminisce on some funny ass memories that I have. But, everybody has good memories with a partner, whether that relationship ended on good terms, bad terms, whatever it may be. Everybody has the good memories and also, some negative ones too, depending on why y'all break up. But that being said, no, I don't miss him. No, not one bit. I don't miss getting abused. Like, I don't miss the manipulation. I don't miss the love bombing. I don't miss the petty ass, not even petty, but like trying to kiss my ass for how he treated me, come back treating me like, oh, I'm so sorry. I know I messed up, and then and go back to the same thing. Like, how are you gonna do that? And then also getting cheated on. Like, why would I wanna? Why would I miss that? Why would I want to be with someone like that? Like, no, 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 no. Loyalty is everything to me. Communication is everything to me in a relationship, and I didn't have that. So I don't miss it. Yeah. And I have higher standards for myself now, I feel like. Now, I wouldn't even call them standards, but just more of what I look for in a person. Because if you don't, then it's not gonna work out. So next question. Biggest insecurity. This one is going to be a little tough for me to answer. I would honestly say my body, but not in the way I feel like other females say. Me, it's more because I have scars on my body. I have scars on my arms. That's a story for another time. But that being said, I would say my scars because I feel like it makes me look. I wouldn't say ugly, but just to me, I don't think it makes me look pretty. I don't feel confident with them. Now, given that being said, I am thinking about getting tattoos. I wouldn't say to cover up the scars, but to kind of blend in, so that way I'm not feeling like my skin is so just filled with bad memories, if that makes sense. So I know it's kind of silly to want to tattoo, I guess you could say, to cover it up, basically. That's what I'm going to be doing, but yeah. But my tattoos are going to be meaningful. I will say that. That's one of my biggest insecurities. I would also say, no, I think that's it, really. I think that's it. I think that's it. So we're gonna end the Q&A right here because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more questions. So we're gonna do a part 2. I know I answered 6 questions tonight, but we'll go ahead and do a part 2 and I'll answer the rest. So stay tuned. Don't forget. And on a side note, if you have more questions, I will be posting another Q&A link probably within the next couple weeks. You guys can go ahead and ask more questions if you did like this little video we did. I will be figuring out something else to do later on. I haven't decided what I want to stick to, if I want to do cooking videos, if I want to do vlogs or Q&As or inspirational videos, So that being said, if you guys have video ideas for me that you would like to specifically see, I don't care if it's prank, cooking, whatever it may be, like, go ahead and comment that down below, and I will put that in my YouTube little journal because I am trying to get more organized on writing down what I'm doing my videos on and whatnot, so that way I feel like things are going smoothly. And I might start bringing some of my friends in my videos because what the heck? What the heck? I want to have people in my videos. But also, I don't mind doing them by myself because then you guys get to know Cece, which I am a pretty great person. I think so. So don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. Love Cece always. You stay on my mind every day, every night. You stay on my mind every day, every night. You stay.